Happy Friday and TGIF to those of you guys that work Monday through Friday. I know we have a beautiful weekend coming up here in upstate New York, and us Yankees get excited about that stuff. I'm going to be playing a little bit of golf on Sunday. Let me know if we have any golfers on this channel. You know what? Let's just talk about golf in this video. Are you guys good? I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into the Baldur's Gate 3 news. Damn it. So those of you guys that watched the Panel from Hell 5th edition, which took place in February of this year, 2022, at the end of the panel, Sven said this, and I think this is kind of in quotations. We reckon we have... Crap, I already forgot. Damn it. We reckon we have about a year left of development. So if that turned out to be true, we would expect Baldur's Gate 3, the official launch, sometime in early 2023, probably at the earliest in February. Well, just yesterday, Dungeons & Dragons went live on their YouTube and Twitch channel, and they talked about upcoming stuff for the D&D franchise, new source books, and we'll actually talk about that in just a second. But Larian Studios had a little time slot during their live presentation, and we had a pretty funny video about Ceramorphosis, and at the end, we actually got the official release confirmation.
By the nine hells, we've added a lot of great stuff already, and there's more where that came from. So join us in early access on our journey to Baldur's Gate 3, or come along in 2023 when the game releases.
I'll leave a link to that video below in the video description. So 2023 is now officially confirmed. It is possible that we might see a first half 2023 release, but if I was you guys, just plan on any time in 2023. Don't get too excited about a first half because they did not specifically say that. And with Baldur's Gate 3, a game with so much depth and complexity behind it, delays are inevitable, especially for a company that wants to do it right, which Larian is claiming that they really want to do this game right. They don't want to rush it. Now, I do feel for those of you that bought the game back in October of 2020, because you might have to wait, 2.5+ years for the actual game to come out. And I understand that frustration, absolutely. However, I do want to make sure I clear up a little bit of misinformation, because sometimes in my comment section, I see people say Larian Studios lied to us. We've never been given an official date ever, so nothing has really been delayed except early access itself. The official game has not been delayed yet from an official announcement. Several months after early access launched, Larian said we're hoping for a 2022 release, but they said, they said we're shooting for a 2022 release. So that was a delay, but it was never an official announcement. But now it looks like we're getting an official year, and I don't think it will delay into 2024. I think it's actually going to come out in 2023. So what should we expect for the remainder of early access? I would probably expect some more changes to the rules and mechanics. However, the later we get into 2022 and into 2023, I'm assuming that those changes will become less and less, because rules and mechanics are part of the core of a game, and the closer that Larian gets to release, they don't want to be messing with the core of their game. But I would still expect probably some significant changes in testing throughout late spring and into the summer, maybe even into the fall. Hopefully Larian messes a bit with the reaction system. Now, we also have plenty of missing classes, and I'm thinking that we're probably going to see all three of these. Possibly Larian will leave out one or two of them. The missing classes currently from the player's handbook are the paladin, the monk, and the bard, and I would guess that we'll see, maybe 2 subclasses from each of these, and then they'll save some subclasses for the official launch. And on the topic of subclasses, we're missing plenty of subclasses from the player's handbook for the other classes that we already have. Probably going to be in the official launch. Like I said, Larian doesn't want to give us everything in early access. A quick summary of the subclasses that we might see in the remainder of early access. The paladin subclasses are called Sacred Oaths, and we have the Oath of Vengeance, which is your paladin that just wants to kill everything evil, and they even get the spell Hunter's Mark to help them dish out more damage. The Oath of the Ancients is kind of like your paladin that is in tune with nature, so a little bit druidic, is that a word? Rangerish, druidic. And the Oath of Devotion is your classic holy paladin that's really good at healing. For the monk, the subclasses are called Monastic Traditions, and we have the Way of the Open Hand, which is kind of like your classic monk. The Way of the Shadow is your monk that's more roguelike, focused on subterfuge, and I guess you could say almost ninja-like. And the Way of the Four Elements are your magical monks that use all sorts of elemental spells. For bards, the subclasses are called colleges, and you can be part of the College of Lore, which is your bard that is a lot more studious, and you get extra skill proficiencies and even access to more spells. And the College of Valor is your more warrior-focused monk, and you get medium armor proficiency, shields, martial weapons, and stuff like that. I think you also get extra attack, so that's your bard that is really ready to just fight like a fighter in some ways. For the missing races, I know I see people asking about these all the time. We might not see any of these in the remainder of early access. Larian might be saving them all for the official launch. It would be cool if they just gave us 1 or 2 though. The gnome, the half-orc, and the dragonborn. I see a lot of people really requesting for the half-orc and also the dragonborn. Hopefully we see one of them, but we might not see any of them until official launch. And then of course, multiclassing. Now, I do worry a little bit about this because Larian hasn't talked about it in a very long time, but I do think we're still going to see it, but probably not until the end of early access where they'll start testing that after they finish the core of the game. Like I said, you don't want to get too close to official launch when you're testing stuff like this, but I think multiclassing is last on their mind after they finish the core classes and balance them the way that they want them to be balanced. And of course, I can't leave out level 5, which brings us all sorts of stuff for our characters, extra attack for your martial classes, and level 3 spells, which includes Fireball. We might not see level 5, but Sven did say in the past that if we ask for it enough that we might see it. So I would assume that you wouldn't say that if you didn't really plan on implementing it. So I think there's a good possibility that we will see level 5 at some point. All right, the last thing that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to make it quick because I'm not really a Dungeons and Dragons channel, so to say. I don't really cover tabletop stuff. During the D&D Direct live stream, if you go to their channel, you can actually find the Baldur's Gate 3 video. Wizards of the Coast talked about Spelljammer, which is D&D in space, and they also talked about the Dragonlance setting. And Dragonlance is kind of similar to the Forgotten Realms. They're both entirely different universes. And Baldur's Gate 3 takes place in the Forgotten Realms on the planet of Toril, on the Sword Coast in Baldur's Gate, or in the Baldur's Gate area. Dragonlance is an entirely different realm space. There's several books and other D&D stuff that are based in this realm space, not nearly as much as the Forgotten Realms, but the reason why it's interesting that they're talking about Dragonlance once again for the tabletop is because, if I can bring up this tweet, last year we got a tweet from Hidden Path Entertainment that they're hiring for a third-person open-world fantasy RPG, AAA, that's going to be set in the D&D franchise. And I think many people were speculating that this might be outside of the Forgotten Realms, and I actually was leaning into it possibly being in the Dragonlance setting. Now that we're getting announcements from Wizards of the Coast about Dragonlance, it seems like they're starting to hype up this setting once again, and it would kind of make sense that we would get a third-person open-world fantasy RPG sometime, not in the near future, but in the next couple years or so. So something to think about. Let me know how familiar you guys are with the Dragonlance setting. I definitely would like to jump into the books myself. All right, and that will be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I tried to put the actual official news in the beginning so you guys didn't have to stay for the whole thing if you didn't want to, but sometimes it's just fun to talk about stuff like this. Thank you guys for your support, and enjoy your weekend. Catch you on the next one.